Right now.
Welcome to the number one podcast on the northwest of Las Vegas.
No, the number one in the
country,
in like the 8 southwest states.
Number one podcast in the heart of Angelo's sister.
Or Wayne. Or
Wayne.
The number one.
Where's Wayne?
The number one podcast within a 50-mile radius of the Las Vegas Valley or the city of Las Vegas.
No, well, in what context? Quality, assholeness, not listeners.
Not listeners. I didn't say number one in listeners. Number one podcast to listen to. Like as far as fun.
Yeah. No, well, as far as fun and as far as bullshitting.
Yeah.
We might be the number one podcast in the known universe.
Okay.
Right?
We'll take it.
Yeah. With all 143 listeners.
And today's a total chaos.
Who knows?
We don't even know what we're talking about today.
So let me go through the motions. This is the Chaotic Sports Podcast. My name is Chris Sarda. That's Angelo Saboro. You can find us on Twitter at Chaotic Sports. You can find me at Chris Sarda. You can go on a website.
Right?
Yeah, you go on a website, chaoticsports.com.
You can Google Chaos Podcast and we'll come up.
Probably not.
I think so. I think we'll come up in the fifth.
What's that mean? You can't put your fucking phone on
That's
silent?
Not a phone.
Dude, you have to every week fuck up some basic shit?
Nobody even knew that was a phone until you said it.
It's either a phone or a fucking
doorbell. It is a doorbell. Answer your damn door. It's not.
Who's more unprofessional?
About what?
Can you silence your phone?
They didn't even know it was a phone until
I could see
that.
the ding on the fucking...
you always say that. Just like if I touch my microphone, they didn't even know.
Touch your microphone.
They don't know unless you mention it. That's what I'm saying.
Front.
It doesn't matter. See, it doesn't matter. Nobody knows unless you bring it up.
There's a professionalism.
I know.
That you have to bring to the table, Angelo.
You ordered pizza. That's why.
Can you silence the phone?
No,
I don't eat pizza.
It's charging.
So, I mean, let's be honest. We've drank a lot of beer.
I mean,
we almost started watching the hockey game, but we didn't seem to pull it together.
It was either episode now or never, basically, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's why we did the right thing.
We're here. We're recording.
If I was there, if I started to watch the game, then that's another 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
And I've already.
I would have to take a nap, but we'd have done it. I can't leave this shit hanging.
Well, that's the only reason. If we weren't going to do this episode right now, I would have watched the game.
What drinks have we had? We're still drinking. It's Tuesday. It's Wednesday if I post this on Thursday.
Yeah, you were a day late last time.
Yeah, I was I'm going to go to sleep early so I can post this early.
I was like, it's going to come out. And then the next day it didn't come out. And then I'm like, okay, he's busy. It's going to come out the next day.
Well, it did come out.
It was 3 days later.
It did come out. I didn't make a blog post.
Yeah. So if you ask me what kind of beers we had, I had a dark beer with lemonade. And then I had a Bonanza Brown from today.
No, I don't know. You didn't have any of those beers.
Of course I did. I had the Bonanza.
You didn't have a beer with lemonade, and you didn't have a Bonanza Brown.
Exactly.
You had Evil Twin?
No, I had a Bonanza Brown.
You didn't have a Bonanza?
Yes, I did. I had that, and then I had that first. Then I had the Evil Twin, then I had one with lemonade.
You didn't have anything with lemonade?
I did.
No, you had It was
the Evil Twin's the lemonade one.
Oh, there's lemonade in the Evil Twin? Jesus Christ.
I think so.
What do we do?
I had 3 or 4 different beers.
Yeah, we had something from the brew. We had
Bonanza Brown for sure, because that's one of their main beers.
Probably.
What'd you have? Pilsner and what else?
I drank Pilsners and I drank the stuff at the bottle share.
Oh, see, the beers I'm naming is Tenea beers. We had beers with
You had a ton of bottle share stuff.
Yeah, I was naming the beers from...
You had something from Fieldworks. You had something from Brewery.
We had that chocolate crazy one.
Yeah.
And then we had one that tasted like a juice.
The Black Tuesday.
Black Tuesday was good.
The juice one, the one that tastes like a juice is from the brewery, is in the Crowler, which is like a growler for canned...
Now, just don't pay attention to it.
I have ding-dongs all around me, dude.
Just
How am I supposed to it? I have a racist logo in front of me. I have ding-dongs all around me.
Can't you overcome things? Okay, here's what the beer reminds me of.
What are you drinking now?
A glass with some dark liquid in it. I don't know what it is. I really don't know. I honestly don't know what this beer is. I have a bottle of water next to me, and I have a glass with a dark liquid that looks like water that's dyed with... like Hershey syrup.
You know what? I just poured it in. It's some kind of brown ale. I don't know what it is.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Is this a sports podcast?
Well, yeah, but remember sometimes we talk about beer?
Yeah, okay, cool.
We changed that up. We used to do a beer. We used to talk about a famous, our number one beer of the week.
Yeah, we used to bring a
we
big
stopped,
beer.
and we just stopped. Which I don't
Well, we
understand.
started doing it for a while, like on days like when you're about to go to work, I'm about to go to work, weekdays, kind of shit. I mean, we could bring back the beer.
Yeah, the beer one.
Tuesday might be the only day I drink beer.
That's pretty perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
Why not?
Let's bring back the random beer and talk about the beer, because I think the 3 people that listen to us like beer.
We got we're in the multiple dozens,
We're in the
around 100s.
We're in 100?
Something like but no one. I mean, it's like your mom fucking.
No, my mom doesn't listen to this.
Learned.
Actually, she has listened to one.
She has she.
She listened to the
Tell
one.
me that story.
No, she listened to the one episode where it was like this guy has a problem. He's lost his phone like 2 times in a week.
She listened to the one episode she shouldn't have listened to.
No, yeah, and maybe that. That might have been because my family made her listen to it, or. But you're right. The one episode I wouldn't have wanted her to listen to. She was like, "Hey, that was a funny episode."
So hold on. I pretend I'm too drunk and I don't understand. Who told your mom to listen to the episode where you were too drunk and you lost your phone?
Either you or my sister.
I didn't. I don't know your mom.
It must have been my sister.
Your sister goes, "Hey, Mom."
No, she might have been like, "Listen to this one," or it was just happened to be like that week, and she just listened to that one. So it just made me look.
No, your mom.
It made me look more like.
I've seen your mom on the internet,
loser,
dude. I don't know if does she know to you? Is she like computer savvy?
I mean, we're all computer savvy.
So your sister. Your sister told your mom to listen to it.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, your sister told your mom to listen to it. So your sister listens.
She listens. I mean,
hi, Roseanne.
I feel like our episodes are Wayne and
give us a retweet if you're listening.
No, please don't. Please don't do that.
Our only likes are my Twitter account and your sister's Twitter account.
And Wayne.
Oh, Wayne too.
And then actually, you know what? No, Trevor.
Oh, Trevor.
We have about 4, 5, 6 people.
They're all people we know.
Where's the people in Utah and Kentucky and Maine?
So here's what I was thinking on the drive here, and we're going to keep saying this every week. Here's the fact of this podcast. We're assholes doing a podcast. We've been doing a podcast for a long time. 5, 6 years ago, you easily had lots of people listening. Now the podcast world is diluted. But here's the thing. We live in Vegas, and I'm going to say this every episode for the next 2 years. You come to Vegas, you want to argue about sports with a bunch of assholes, you come on the podcast, you come party with us.
Only for the next 2 years?
Well, theoretically, the podcast would be so big we can't do it. Seriously.
We can't take in the amount of people that would want to get on by that point.
Seriously. At this point, the podcast with its hundreds of listeners can handle the handful of people that might come over.
Yeah.
We're going to party and drink. We're going to argue about sports in Vegas. Know someone, and we're going to record a podcast, and you could be on it, motherfucker from Lexington, Kentucky.
I got you. That's a great idea, actually, because the people that we do have from different states, you're right. Sometimes they would come to Vegas, and if they want to get on the podcast, that you're right. It actually makes a lot of sense.
Dude, we're punk rock, metal, old school hip hop guys. Why wouldn't I let someone sit in this chair? Wayne sat in this chair who's been on the podcast.
Yeah, well, we're right.
You can't tweet and go, fuck it, let's be on the podcast, let's argue sports, and let's go out and drink afterwards. Listen,
we'll show them a little Vegas.
Here's the only thing. We're cool with the Strip, but we prefer downtown.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll take them to like some down and dirty gutter place where they wouldn't have gone to.
Listen, if you want to go to EDM clubs and you want to fucking
Bellagio, it's gonna
you want to do that shit. You know what? You can go find a higher class podcast because we're down and dirty, doom metal, punk rock.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you like a restaurant to go to, and it'd be like 4 kegs to eat pizza, or
4 kegs will take you to
or
you're basically gonna get the word basically.
Or you'll go eat at the Hole in the Wall if you're taking a date. See, not a lot of people know where that is.
The Hole in the Wall is on right off the Strip.
It is on the Strip.
Yeah, but there's a good place in downtown.
Yeah, there's a random place.
So I mean, I'll say that right now. That's what this podcast is. It's a podcast of the people. Yes or no? Right?
Sounds good.
Yeah. So remind me to say that every podcast because I'm going to forget.
What, it's a podcast for the people, by the people?
And if you're embarrassed to be on the podcast, you don't have to be. You can drink and talk about sports. That's what we do.
But see, you're right. If they're
what did we do? What were we doing 35 minutes ago?
I was drinking and watching sports.
And arguing.
Baseball.
Arguing about sports. Yeah.
Watching sports, arguing about fantasy sports, drinking beer.
Yeah.
There's a lot of...
What do people do when they come to fucking Vegas?
They drink alcohol and get wasted. And
yeah. Is there...
You know?
Let me put it this way. Let me put it this way.
Angelo, and they swim.
Here's Angelo right here. Angelo, is there... If you had to think of 3 sports books you haven't been in, that you would have to think about it.
3 sports books that I haven't been in?
Yeah, 3 sports books you haven't been in. That's what I'm telling the listeners that...
Well, I'll tell you one sports book I know for sure I've ever been in.
You've never been in?
And I almost think maybe I have, but I'm pretty sure I haven't.
What?
Is it's a casino far by Prim.
No, Vegas.
No, hold on.
Vegas Henderson.
You're not listening to me. I've been in all the sports books in Prim.
In Prim?
Yes, guaranteed. It's a casino on the way to Prim. What's it called? Oh, the M.
Oh.
I've never been in that sports book.
You've never been to the M.
So I've never been to the M.
So that's the Vegas one.
Yeah.
Vegas Henderson.
But if you want to name downtown
I've been to the
casinos,
so
it'd be hard to name one more that I've had.
So I guarantee you between us,
we've been in probably
I'm
every
pretty
one.
sure we've been in every one. Yeah. So if you like sports, you like betting, you like drinking, you like arguing, and you want to give an alternative view to the Cleveland Indians and Los Angeles Dodgers, or the Green Bay Packers and Tom Brady, why not? Like, just fucking talk shit.
There you go.
Just sit here, we'll fucking cook you a hot dog.
But you know what's cool is our Chaos episode, it's more sports, but if it's somebody that wants to talk about music or beer or all those other stuff we could talk about all
we could
all
do
that
that too, mix it in sports, but also, of course, we have the sister podcast, The Propaganda Show.
So they could jump on that.
Dude, that's all we'll do. So let's get into some sports. Let's start with baseball. I think probably the most controversial idea that you have is that Madison Bumgarner is better than Chris Sale.
Oh, that's what we're talking about right now.
Let's move into that. Just give your argument.
Bumgarner is a guy that will just bring it in any situation. Chris Sale has never been in that situation. He doesn't know what he... Now, I do like Chris Sale. Why are you messing with my microphone?
I need you to
focus. He doesn't. I'm about to say some deep stuff, and he doesn't want me to talk. So he's trying to cover up my microphone. No, Bumgarner. I guess technically I did say he was better than Sale, but that was just because you wanted me to rank him. I didn't really say he was better than Chris Sale.
You ranked him,
but I ranked him
Bumgarner above Chris Sale.
Bumgarner.
It's close.
Bumgarner, I think, is going to have 20 wins this year, 200 plus strikeouts, and just dominate like Kershaw this year. Is that crazy? I don't think that's that crazy.
He might be on the downturn.
No, he has a few top years left.
How many innings is he going to pitch? 200?
Yeah, probably. 189. I think they're gonna rest him because they're gonna be in the playoffs. They're gonna make the playoffs.
With Arizona.
They're gonna make the
and
playoffs,
Colorado.
So they're gonna rest them.
There.
Yeah, they just picked up Evan Longoria. They picked up McCutchen. They have.
They're trying to win.
Yeah,
give them credit. They're trying to win.
So they just picked up some good players. Posey's coming back. Bumgarner's gonna have a great year. I feel like they're if Cueto, well, I call him Cueto. If he does what he's supposed to do, and be like a pretty good number 2, they're gonna win a lot of games.
I mean, that's tough against Arizona.
Yeah,
Arizona's got some big hitters. Greinke's still number 1 there.
That's fine.
So, Greinke, we never mentioned Greinke in the top 10.
I thought about him when we were talking, but he wasn't like
he's still top 10.
He's on the verge.
Yeah, I would put.
But isn't Bumgarner?
There's an argument between Greinke, Bumgarner, and Thor.
I know, but isn't Bumgarner a grown man?
They're all grown men.
No, Bumgarner's a grown man. Chris Sale. Bumgarner is Chris Sale with 50 pounds of muscle and a beard. And yes,
Bumgarner's a guy with a bad fucking attitude, and someone needs to throw the ball at him when he's batting.
No, he doesn't have a bad attitude. He plays
He's the
hard.
worst attitude.
So
Bumgarner has the worst attitude in the fucking baseball.
No, he doesn't. Puig has the worst attitude.
No, Puig has the funnest attitude.
No.
Puig wants to have a good time.
He's bitching about something.
Puig is not bitching. He wants to have a good time, and sometimes that affects his play. Bumgarner's an asshole that will throw at you for any reason.
How do you know he's an asshole?
Because he's a fucking douchebag on a fucking John Deere.
Unless you're talking shit. Now, if he just...
He'll throw at you if you look at him when you hit a home run. If you look at him when you hit a home run, he'll throw at you later in the year.
That's baseball 101. You know, those are the freaking rules
unwritten
of baseball.
rules.
Yeah.
So
you don't try...
let it be known, everyone should throw at Bumgarner when he bats. Just throw at him.
Okay,
Fuck that guy.
You know, at a home run, if you don't run the bases in faster than 8.8 seconds, you're talking shit. You know, you can't trot around the bases, and it's more like 13 seconds. But there's an unwritten rule about speed.
No, I get the unwritten rules.
So
Bumgarner's on the 1940s unwritten rules. Someone needs to throw at his head. You need to throw at his head.
Well, if you try to throw at him, he's going to just jack it over the fence.
Not at his head.
Well,
Bumgarner has a bad attitude about baseball. Who's more right about the unwritten rules? Bumgarner or Bryce Harper?
I like both of them. They're both great.
Yeah, I'm telling you who's more right, because Bryce Harper says, "Hey, let us have fun." When Bumgarner strikes someone out in the 8th inning, last down in the 8th inning, and he does the Granado LA Kings, like, yeah.
You're just mad about Bumgarner because you're a Dodgers fan, so just be real about it.
Bumgarner used to be on my team. Actually, your 3 best players were on my team. You got lucky to get them.
No, we did trades.
Yeah, I got Urias and I got Hector Oliveira in that trade.
I did a good trade. That was a trade rate.
It was. When you look back on it, it's a trade rate.
That was a good. So was that still those two for one?
No, it was a bigger trade. I got Sano in the trade.
We both trade rated. That was a good trade rate from my part.
That's probably the best trade rate in history because I got Urias, who's hurt. I got Sano. I got Bumgarner. I got
Bumgarner.
You got Bumgarner, and you also got like Lindor and Correa.
Not on that trade, but on other trades.
No, I think that was on one trade.
Is there any way to look that back in the future?
Yeah,
you don't have to look at
there
now.
is. If you could talk, I showed Rob long ago this trade.
Well, that's something we can bring up on another podcast as far as like recent trade rates.
So tell me why you like Bumgarner more than Chris Sale.
I already told you, man. He's got 50 pounds on Sale and a beard and more fucking fire. You know what I mean? I mean, Chris Sale's awesome, but the only guys I like better than Bumgarner to have a better year is maybe Kluber and Kershaw. So I'm basically telling you Bumgarner's going to have like the 3rd or 4th best pitching season in the whole league next year. And
more than Chris Sale.
Yeah, but it wasn't what you keep putting.
I think it's crazy.
You keep putting me versus Chris Sale. I'm not trying to fight Chris Sale.
That's big.
I like Chris Sale.
That's big though.
But why do you keep putting me against Chris Sale?
Well, I would say Thor. I would still say Thor over Bumgarner.
Yeah, but Thor's kind of hurt. We just kind of don't know about him. You know what I mean?
Bumgarner's kind of hurt too.
Thor's awesome, man.
Okay, I got the trade right here. That's how quick I got it. It's actually embarrassing, but I'm going to give you credit. It's very rare I give Angelo Soboro credit. I'm going to give him credit.
He always wants to not give me credit.
I talk a lot of shit. This actually fucking hurts me to see this.
I worked them. Can we post this trade on the Twitter account? Because
I think it's that bad. I'm gonna make it. I think it's that
bad where anybody that saw it would be like, "What? That guy's an idiot." Like, you're right, but you can always say that looking back.
What's funny is in 2014 you'd be like, "Oh, in 2014 it wasn't so bad."
You might have said I was stupid in 2014.
No. In 2014 it's even. In 2018 I look like a fucking numbnut.
And you know what's crazy? This is Dynasty Baseball, so this is why we do this because we're still in it 4 years later, and 4 years later I can make this guy look stupid in present time, and 4 years in the future.
Okay.
How cool is that? I got Blake Swihart, who at the time was like right up for
there.
the Red Sox.
Yeah, he's right up there. Who knows where the fuck that guy is today? Miguel Sano, Yerkson Profar, who I still believe in, but holy shit, that guy is not getting a chance. Hector Oliveira, who like beat up his fucking sister and is out of the league.
He's on crack right now or something.
That's the killer because that guy was supposed to be fucking legit. Trevor Rosenthal, which was just extra at the time.
Which is a good guy. I mean, that was a great closer at the time.
And Urias, who still should be good, but has gotten injured since. You got Madison Bumgarner, Carlos Carrasco, and Steven Piscotty. And later on, you dropped Piscotty, and I picked him back up.
but looking back 4 years later, I got 2 dominant pitchers and sent you to a bunch of scrubs. But I mean, I gave
literally Sano's the only guy that's a starter today.
And I gave Rosenthal gave you a few years.
Urias might be a starter next year.
And Rosenthal gave you a few good years saving.
Carrasco and Bumgarner.
Yeah.
I'd be legit. I'd probably be a second place team today.
You're right. That's true. So you're right. Looking back on it 4 years later, that's crazy. That 4 years later,
how you got Lindor. I want to see you got Lindor.
I just worked my magic again. You know, actually Lindor I picked up myself.
No, I thought I had Lindor because I didn't want him. I had him, and I knew I could trade him to you.
I got Carlos Correa from you, but Lindor I picked up myself.
No.
Yeah.
Do we want to pause the podcast so I can find it?
I mean, go ahead if you want to.
Let's pause the podcast so I can find it. We'll be right back, but it'll literally be like no fucking time for you guys. Okay, we're back because I don't feel like fucking looking it up.
We'll talk about it. We'll do it. That's a perfect podcast for the future. A dynasty baseball, fantasy baseball, trade rate podcast, and just a podcast.
Well, that's the biggest trade rape.
No, but
that's the biggest hindsight trade rape. And I admit I got trade raped. I showed Rob. Rob, I showed him fucking 6 months ago because you really got trade raped there. Hold on. I go, this one didn't work out for me. And Rob goes, oh, you got fucking rocked by that trade.
Oh, yeah.
I did. I admit it. Carrasco and Bumgarner, those guys should have been on my team for the last 3 years.
Yeah, those are part of my great pitching staff right now.
Urias, in my world, here's my thing.
Urias was the up-and-coming
at the
all-star.
time, he should have been number 2 this last year.
And, of course, you wanted him because he was a Dodger, and that's why I gave him to you, too.
Well, I don't care about that, actually. But
no, that made you wanted him a little
Urias
more.
should have been number 2 behind Kershaw. I mean, in my eyes, Urias this year
should have been behind Greinke and Kershaw.
Greinke rolled out. But in my eyes, Urias should have been competing for Carrasco for number 2 by now.
For number 2 in what?
Not like best number 2 pitcher in the league. I think Carrasco is definitely best number 2 pitcher, probably.
I gotcha.
Right? Maybe Darvish was last year, but probably not.
Yeah.
Carrasco is probably, I think, number 2 pitcher. Yeah, Carrasco is probably the best. In my eyes, in 2014, by this time, Urias was he was the number 2 pitcher.
By this time, he was going to be an all-star.
And Swihart, whatever his name to me, was like, I liked him actually at the time better than Schwarber in 2014.
I gave you some good prospects. They just didn't work out for you.
Hector Oliveira?
I gave you
Hector Oliveira should have been...
I gave you Arias. I gave
Hector Oliveira should have been like at least Puig level.
I gave you some good prospects.
I still like Profar, dude, but someone's got to give him a chance.
My knowledge told me that they're not all going to pan out.
No, you suck giant cock.
I mean, do you think that trade was just luck? It wasn't just luck. It was.
You don't know what you're fucking talking about. You suck giant cock.
Well, that's that though. We went over that, but I want to do a future fantasy.
I'm not doing any
podcast.
trades. Oh, fantasy podcast.
No, talk about the.
You realize that this year. You realize that this year I'm doing 0 trades.
I almost killed everybody on this. I mean, as far as you know how like in football, how it just banned everybody. I'm almost close to that in baseball. I'm not there yet.
What'd you do in football?
No, I'm banned everybody.
You banned?
As far as trading.
Oh, banned.
Yeah, because everybody's scared and stupid, you know.
You didn't ban anyone in football in reality.
I did.
I'm not going to do a single trade this year. I'm going to stand pat.
That's good. Stay with your team. See what happens.
I'm going to let everything grow. I'm not going to make any trades. I'm happy with what I got in the future. My idea, believe it or not, is as much as you and I are in competition, my idea is not to beat you. My idea is to beat Rob in 2020.
Well, you're going to have to beat me in 2020 because I'm probably going to win the championship.
No, your team sucks.
By 20, I'm going to win back-to-back
championships. I have no fear of your team.
You should, though. I just don't understand that. You have to be just lying.
You have Ian Kinsler as your second baseman.
And Jan Moncada.
And that guy strikes out 250 times.
That doesn't matter.
Anyway.
What were we talking about anyway? We were just talking about fantasy baseball?
We're talking about whatever, dude. There's no rule.
Oh.
You got a stack of cassettes. When is the last time? Except in this room, when do you ever see cassettes?
In my room, I did.
You don't have cassettes.
Of course I do.
You don't have
I do.
cassettes.
I just held the cassette like freaking 12 hours ago.
You don't have cassettes.
I do have cassettes.
People hate cassettes.
I love cassettes. How many cassettes do you have? I have. Oh, okay. I was gonna say I probably have more than you, but I just turned.
Yeah.
I have about 20 cassettes at home. So now you have more CDs than me because I probably have.
I've lost a ton of CDs.
Yeah, for the people, I might have 40 CDs at home.
Oh.
But this guy has like 200.
Yeah, but I've lost probably 200.
So, but I love cassettes, bro. I have some of my original cassettes from when I was.
People hate cassettes.
When I was a kid.
People hate cassettes, though.
I think they're awesome. Why would you hate cassettes?
Because the sound quality's worse.
Yeah, but for people like us, it gives us. That's like our youth. So I like playing a cassette.
Well, I buy cassettes for new music.
But
is that weird?
No, because doesn't that make you feel part of your youth? When I was growing up, in the heyday of our time, 13, 14, cassettes was where it was at, right? And then CDs
not
came
13,
later.
14, more like 10, 11.
Okay, whatever.
Our time, yeah.
So cassettes was you didn't go to the store and buy cassettes at the music store?
Well, my idea, yeah.
You know, that wasn't that.
Or like your first car, you had a CD player, had a cassette.
Exactly. So
I remember I bought.
So that's
here's
why
a story.
I like cassettes.
Here's a Vegas story.
Yeah.
When I was about to move to Vegas, the car I was driving only had a cassette player.
How awesome is that, though?
So this is just before I'm moving to Vegas, right? I'm still living in LA. This is like 2002, so 2 years before I meet you. So I'm moving to Vegas. The car I have only has a cassette deck, no CD. So I got to roll out. I got a 4-hour drive ahead of me, and I was going back and forth at the time, right, to Vegas to LA. And so I got a 4-hour drive. I got to go buy some cassettes.
Yeah, you know why?
I got all these.
No,
I got
but
this
you know
stack
why?
of CDs. I got to buy cassettes.
Do you know why you had to go buy cassettes?
Because that's all I had in my car.
I know, but there was no freaking, the music.
Spotify?
Yeah, there was no Spotify.
No Spotify, no Apple
that's
Music.
What I'm saying, exactly.
No Pandora.
So if you didn't go buy cassettes, you were listening to nothing.
There was not even
thinking.
Razor phones yet.
I know, you were thinking.
There's not even Razor phones.
You couldn't YouTube
the
nothing.
cell phones were like a brick you would throw at your mom.
It wasn't a Zach Morris phone.
I wouldn't throw up. Not a Zach Morris
but
phone.
It was a phone.
Also, neither one of us would ever throw a brick at our mom.
No. But you're right. If you didn't get those cassettes, you were listening to nothing on the way driving 300 miles.
No CDs.
And if I drive listening to nothing, I possibly will get in a wreck.
Yeah, or you just realize how bad of a singer
silent.
you are.
No, I'm saying nothing. Silence is dangerous.
For 4 hours, yeah. Sometimes I do click it off. As a music fan, sometimes I do just click it off.
But a 4-hour drive is dangerous.
Not for 4 hours. And not at the time. At the time, I was doing this drive weekly to Vegas to LA.
So how awesome is you went to the store to buy a couple cassettes?
So here's the story.
That's awesome.
I bought Tool's Lateralis on cassette. They didn't have Anima. That's my favorite Tool album. But they had Lateralis. I bought it. It cost me actually, it was a little bit expensive.
Did you get an Enema before you left California to go to Vegas?
No. I had Enema, but on CD and etc. But when I walked in, I go, I need cassettes because the car I'm driving only has a cassette deck in 2002. I had to get something, and they had Lateralis. I go, well, that's the CD I like. I could listen to that 2 or 3 times.
You could have got that little link that put the cassette.
I had other cassettes too already, but I had a new one.
But
no aux cable.
Oh,
2002.
Okay.
2002. No aux cable.
You just said you needed cassettes. They had CDs by then, but your thing only had a cassette.
Oh, I had the cassette adapter.
They had that. I was going to say.
With the CD thing, maybe. But in this story, I remember for some reason I needed cassettes, so maybe my adapter broke.
Yeah, you just needed cassettes. Or
it
was that, the radio would have went out in between California and here.
Especially in 2002, right? So I bought Lateralis, and it worked great. For my trips, I would listen to Lateralis at least once every time, right?
Yeah.
I had other cassettes too, but at the time I needed a new one. So somewhere in those trips, I decided to move to Vegas. I live in Vegas, and so my first summer in Las Vegas and summer, if you live in Boston, if you live in Pittsburgh, if you live in Chicago, if you live in Chicago,
you can't.
Summer in Los Angeles is hot.
Well, in Vegas, remember I'm from here. You don't leave a cassette in a car or it'll be melted.
So
that's part of your story, right?
You knew where it was going.
Well, of course.
Assholes in Madison, Wisconsin.
You don't leave a candy
bar.
bar. You don't go in the store and leave a candy bar and go back
in July
in 10 minutes because it's
in July.
Melted.
Yeah. So I moved here May, June.
So that was your first time here?
When I've lived here. When I was here all the time and I got a new job here, etc. I moved here May, June. Maybe June, July runs around. I have my cool-ass Lateralis cassette. This is on the verge of when stores stop selling cassettes. It probably cost me $13.
Yeah, awesome.
At that time, right? I bought it new.
I wish I could remember the cost. I don't think it was 13
at the time.
Really?
At the end,
actually, you know what? It might have been like $15.
It could have been because I bought it retail price. I wasn't looking for deals. I was like, I need a cassette. I'm about to leave when I did it. So May, June, I move here. June, July, I leave. One of the good Tool albums out in the sun. What happens to it?
Well, you come back and half of it's stuck to your damn freaking seat.
Yeah. Well, it was not in the seat,
and
luckily.
It smelled.
It did smell like burning cracked plastic. Yeah.
Dude,
I go, holy shit! All I did was leave my car for 4 hours in the sun,
bro,
in Las Vegas.
I mean, you never did it again after that because you knew.
So here's what I did do. I had a piece of string or something like that. I had my lateralis cassette fucking twisted and turned in the sun.
You try to break it back to listen to it?
No, it was gone.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't twisted. It wasn't twisted a centimeter. It was twisted like 6 inches. It looked like an infinity symbol.
It was like an egg on the sidewalk, but it was a tape. Like crackled and popped.
It looked more like a 3-dimensional S.
Yeah, people that have never been to Las Vegas in July or in August.
Yeah, or Phoenix. Maybe Phoenix people understand.
You could cook cookies inside of a car
if you wanted to. Oh yeah.
You could put cookies on a cookie sheet and cook them.
So I put a string through one of the little holes on the tape deck.
And wore it as a necklace?
Well, if I were a rapper, maybe. But it definitely went over my mirror. It was there for the next.
Hey, also that.
It was there for the next year or two.
So it wasn't like a necklace, but it was. I was almost right.
It was the mirror's necklace.
You hang it from
next
the car.
Next year or two, and actually,
if
I remember.
If you still had that would be the most awesome thing ever.
Fuck, where would it have gone?
Dude, you threw it away probably, but imagine if you.
Did my car get stolen when I lived with you? No, it never got stolen.
It never got stolen. I mean, you might have got.
We would have known that story.
It either got stolen or something.
Or I forgot it, or I sold the car and I left it. So I had it there so long ago that the next summer it melted more. When it was hanging, it melted more.
Now imagine if you kept it and you just had it hanging on that wall right there.
My lateralis tape.
As a symbol.
You know what'd have been crazy is to pull out the actual tape inside and then somehow get it into another, like a blank tape. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, the actual
because the actual tape should still work.
Oh, you know what? You could have done that maybe.
Yeah.
But I think it was better as a memento hanging on your wall right now.
That's awesome, yeah.
Because that would just be a story of all stories. If you had it, I believe your story, but
Las Vegas. It's a Las Vegas story.
Have it.
A lot of people have burnt CD stories, melted CD stories. Have you ever melted the CD in your car?
I've melted everything in my car, man. Think about it. Think about living here for 20 years.
Well, I thought you were going to tell me that you're a veteran of the game and you've never melted anything.
No, anybody that's born and raised here, you're gonna have a melted story or two, and then it'll never happen again, right?
A melted story or two.
No, you have to learn. You don't learn to get burnt on the stove until it happens, and you know what I'm saying. Then you learn.
Your first girlfriend when you were 13 was made of wax, and you left her in the car.
No, she was never made of wax, dude. You know, but I remember I had it could have been a cassette or a CD burning, a candy bar burning, and like a Nintendo game burning. There's things that you learn where it'll never happen again, but everybody's had.
You have one.
Yeah, because you didn't know until you're a certain age.
You don't really know.
I might have had a chocolate bar that burnt when I was like 8, and then I learned from that point. Okay. You don't leave candy bars.
You learn. You only takes one to learn.
Yeah,
you finished that beer, dude.
Of course I finished it, man.
You were like, give me a water only.
Dude, I finished my water too. I just drink anything. It doesn't matter what. You can just put anything in front. I mean, you could have gave me a Powerade. You could have gave me anything. A shot. I probably would have drank it.
So something we haven't talked about in a long time is we haven't done a lot of MMA talk. My theory was to do an MMA show eventually, but we can do a little bit. So the big news of the day is that Jon Jones actually went in front of the California Athletic Commission and got his license revoked and also fined $200,000+. Now
they just hate him, right?
Well, he continues to he maintains that he never took steroids. So let's start there. Do you believe him? Let's pretend that it was just your heart. Do you believe he never took steroids?
Of course he did steroids, and of course.
Oh, wow!
He did multiple different kind of drugs, but the last time that he got in trouble for it, it could have been a tainted thing or substance that he didn't know about. You know what I mean? I think he's done it knowingly before, but the last time it happened, he couldn't have been that stupid to do it again, right? Because he knows they're going to be watching him and testing him. Because any of us can take, if some of your trainer or something says, work out, take this creatine powder and these pills. These are going to help you cut fat, and you're going to be champ again. Sometimes you might take something, right, from your nutritionist,
but
or your trainer.
Don't know. But you're saying that something in there is
but you didn't know
for USADA.
So sometimes you could have took something and you didn't know you would be cheating. Your trainer or nutritionist gave it to you, and you got set up basically, And other times you could take something.
Well, set up not by your nutritionist, but just people were uneducated about.
So sometimes you could do something on purpose, which he might have done years before that. But I'm saying sometimes you could do something not knowing that you took something that was tainted or a substance, and then you get in trouble, and you're like, I didn't even know.
So you're saying first time on purpose, second time on accident?
Yeah, that's what I think. You don't think so?
Well, my argument is that the truth is I think Jon Jones has done a lot of drugs, but I don't think he did any drugs to cheat.
Ever.
Nah.
Well,
why would you?
No, hold on.
Why would you?
It was something he might have done because other people were doing it. It wasn't like he was trying to take the advantage over everybody. It was like, I know 20 guys doing this, so I'm going to do this.
I disagree. I don't think so. Feeling-wise, I disagree.
Yeah.
So, think about it this way. You could probably legitimately beat everyone's ass. Arguably, he could probably even beat most of the heavyweights.
Yes. And he's...
Why would you ever go, everyone's taking, I'm going to do it? You're just going to beat their ass anyway. Steroids are for people on the cusp.
Well, have you ever done steroids?
No.
Me either.
Yeah, steroids are for people on the cusp.
But you never needed to get the advantage over... I just never would have done it to get an advantage over something.
Okay, no, hold on.
You know,
let's say you're on the cusp of making $100,000 or making $0.
Well, that's why some people would do it.
That's the person.
Yeah.
The person that does is on the cusp.
Well, the person, yeah, exactly.
Maybe Barry Bonds. It's like, holy shit, look at these assholes.
And they know it because the 20 other dudes that they're batting for a roster spot are doing it. So they're like, fuck, I have to do it.
Yeah. The only exception is like a Barry Bonds situation where he sees like assholes like Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire hitting home runs out of the park. He goes, I'm a better player than those guys. If I was doing the same, I'd hit 15 more.
Okay, but Bones Jones is gonna
beat everyone.
He's gonna beat everybody, but by doing this substance or that, he's gonna change the game and be the best fighter of all time.
Yeah, but you're the best fighter of all time.
I know, but he might have
finished everybody.
I know, but he might have been thinking that originally. If I do this and this, I'll be the best of all time. Instead of just dominating and being one of the best.
He was on the way to being the best of all time anyway.
I know.
He knocked out all the great 205ers.
Yeah. We need him to come
back. He ended
back.
their careers.
Do we not need him to come back one more time? Because
2 years. He's 2 years out.
Because you're right. He could.
If I were Jon Jones,
everybody up.
Here's what I would do if I were Jon Jones. Let's say he gets a 2-year suspension.
He's still young. He's still young enough to come back and kill everybody.
He's under 30. Let's say you get a 2-year suspension. Jon Jones gets a 2-year suspension. I would say, fuck you, USA. Because here's the other thing.
Fuck you, USA or UFC?
USA and UFC.
Oh, you thought? Okay.
Yeah. USA,
I thought you meant like USA.
No, hold on. USA.
Yeah.
UFC and USADA.
Okay, that's okay.
All three.
Well, after everybody,
all they use. All they use. Here's the thing. Jon Jones, the most important thing at this point in his life is that he makes money. So he can say, fuck off.
Well, he has enough money already.
He has enough money already, but enough is not make more. So his idea right now is he needs to think about making a shit ton of money. So he could say, fuck all the U's, UFC, USA, and USADA, and then go fight huge fights in Asia
Bellator
and Europe.
Or something or wherever.
No, Bellator won't take him.
Okay.
Because they have to do things in the U.S. But ONE FC will take him. Whatever random fucking...
Could he play another sport?
No. Fighting.
Okay, he can't play any other sport.
Fighting only, and he has to do it outside of the commission.
No, but what I'm saying is because he's under contract, or you're saying he's not athletic enough to play another sport like
he
his brothers?
needs to focus on high money things,
okay.
And those would be fighting in ONE FC and fighting in Asian promotions and Europe promotions.
How about this?
That's what I would do.
Okay, I wouldn't do that. He's young enough, and obviously he's one of the best athletes we've ever seen. He's just a dominating guy. What I would do is continue training, lift weights, run.
He did that last time.
No, do it again. Don't take anything, any substance. You don't need to take anything. Do you need to take creatine or pills to cut fat?
Or dick pills?
No. Does he need to take any of that if you really think about it? No. Take nothing. Just run, do weights, and train on the ground, right? So by 2020, he'll be fighting at T-Mobile Arena for the title.
Fuck that. Because he can fight. He can probably fight 8 fights in that 2 years, and dominate anyone that people have to come to you.
Do you want the big money fight? Because you're telling me that
there's big money fights in Asia.
Okay, not like UFC.
No, that's not true.
No, it is true.
If Jon Jones went to ONE FC, he would be the biggest draw.
No, because Jon
ONE
Jones...
FC would make him huge.
Jon
Do you realize
Jones-
how big China
Jon-
and India are?
Jon Jones, if he never got in trouble, he was like Conor McGregor big.
No, Conor McGregor. No.
Well, he was
Conor McGregor talented. He was not Conor
He would have
McGregor
been big if he never got.
Conor McGregor has the attitude
I know.
and the shit talking to rise him above.
But Jones, if he never got kicked out.
Jon Jones is not Conor McGregor, and he's not Floyd
I didn't
Mayweather.
say he was more than McGregor, but he would have been big if he never got in trouble.
Yeah, he would have been legitimate. He'd have been legitimate to me pound for pound best.
He would have been. He would have been back like.
But he could still be pound for pound best and fight in Japan and
he doesn't want to go over there.
Fight in Japan and India.
It's almost 2019. He has a year. He has to wait a year.
No, they haven't really officially brought down the penalty yet, but it's probably going to go into 220. If I was Jon Jones, I'd go fuck the UFC, fuck USADA, fuck the USA, fight wise, not like citizen wise, but fuck all those things.
Go to Japan.
I'm the best. I'm the fucking best.
Okay, so have the good guys
come
to
to me.
Okay, so you're saying
come to me, and then Jon Jones could literally fight 3 or 4 times a year in ONE FC. So dominate anyone that goes in front of him like a boxer.
No, but
like
you're
a
saying
boxer.
the guys in the UFC come to him. They're under contract.
The best guys can come to him if they want.
To him.
Not the UFC guys, but they're going to go out of contract.
Well,
eventually, he's going to fight 4 times a year, dominate in ONE FC.
What are they going to say?
What
are they going to say when he dominates there? They're going to say, but you're not fighting the
make
best guys
boxing
in the UFC.
money. So Fedor's the same way. The welterweight that could probably beat GSP, the wrestler, the American wrestler, I forgot his name. Why? I can't forget. We always forget names when we're talking shit.
Who is the good guy that's from Australia?
No, I'm talking about an American wrestler. He was in Bellator, and
yeah, I have no idea who you're talking about right now.
Dude, he's a wrestler, and UFC didn't sign him. He went to ONE FC. I think he could probably beat Tyron Woodley at welterweight. Anyway, it'll be similar except much bigger, and Fedor was in the early 2000s. Except MMA is bigger than boxing now. So Jon Jones makes boxing money in the second most populated country in the world,
I got you.
In China. Fuck the U.S.
He could
just churn out cash and fight 4 times a year because you're gonna dominate all those 4 guys.
At 6-8 months ago, he was under the influence of drugs, so he might have not thought of that idea. But now, maybe he might be thinking about that idea.
That's my idea. I'm gonna have to.
I don't like that idea.
I'm gonna put it on tweets.
It makes sense to me.
I'm gonna put it on tweets.
I don't like the idea, but it makes sense.
I'm gonna tweet like a motherfucker on both at Chris Sarda and at Chaotic Sports, where you can find us.
So you don't like my idea?
ChaoticSports.com is also where you can find blog posts. We need to start writing. We'll start writing soon.
You're not answering my question. You don't
the
like
blog
my idea?
posts are there. That's Angelo Soboro. My name is Chris Sarda.
This guy's trying to
we
get
also
off,
do
off
a propaganda show. This guy's freaking trying to roll out to do some shady shit. He doesn't do shady shit. He's legit.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. And we are here every Tuesday, Wednesday, once a week, basically. Give or take a day or two.
Thank you.